Welcome to the Andrew Buckle magazine review of The Spirit. This is issue 5, Warren Magazines. About 74, 75 odd pages. Really chunky magazine. Now, I didn't buy many of these Harvey ones. Bought a few of the kitchen sink, virtually all of them. I love them. Sadly, I haven't got any of them now. I wish I'd kept them all because I love the Spirit stories. And just getting this recently, the Artisan edition, I've forgotten how good Spirit was. I really love these. So I thought, oh, I must get one of the Spirit magazines again. So I just got this. I'm not going to go and get all of Spirit comics and magazines. There's just too many of them. Also, of course, there was the DC Archives, Spirit Archives. I didn't buy any of those. I picked up quite a few over the years. And I thought, oh, should I get that? And I thought, oh, that's 23 odd volumes. Oh, that's a lot of volumes to pick up. So I didn't. If you start sometimes collecting those things, you start thinking, oh, I better get one. Then you get 5, and then you get issue volume 2, and so on. Go down a rabbit hole on that one. You got here 8 big stories in this, and the quality is really sharp. I mean, obviously it's slightly brown. This one, it hasn't obviously been looked after. It's not a white super quality one, but still perfectly reasonable, decent condition. And you can see all the stories there. You can also see them there. But there you got all the various things, and let's go through them. I love this. The thing about this, you've got the great letters page. I love letters pages. Letters pages are one of the things that quite often are left off. If you have a collection of books and things, they often leave these off. I don't know why. They're the best part sometimes. Obviously, the stories are great as well. But I'm always fascinated to read people's comments about the previous issues. And also here, interview Pigel. It's very hard to interview Pigel, but that's still interview with Pigel. And the actual stories. The Return, and that's a great story, but again, brilliant artwork, and it does actually date it 1949 there, just down the bottom. First published August 14th, 1949, which is always good that they include that sort of detail. Yeah, just the rain. I love the rain. There's actually a scene, obviously the reason I got it was for the desert, because there was a desert one in the Artisan one. I thought, oh, I must get another desert story. But the thing with Eisner and Spirit, lots and lots of rain. I don't know how many panels of rain he created, but literally thousands there must have been. And you've also got all the sewers there, back on the waterfront. And Wildwood Cemetery closed for highway construction. Well, that's the way it works. And of course they move out. So you've got a great little story here. And of course, all the characters turn up, pass through. Everyone seems to know where he lives. It's always... Yeah, obviously he's got his secret identity, supposedly. I don't think why one couldn't tell it, but that's always the way, of course, with Batman, with Superman, all these characters. But just great. Like I said, the artwork is great. Clang. Just the panels. Just when you look at this, all the various action things, various sort of scenes that you would never probably get in normal, sort of, I classify normal superhero comics. A scene there where someone's just talking outside in the hallway. Just wouldn't see that kind of thing. Also, fun. I mean, it's fun all the way through. All the lines are just great. Obviously, it's of the time, but they're just brilliant. The Spirit Now Deputy. Outstanding law enforcement record held by Spirit. And this one's again 1949. And you got their famous crime fighter assigned to Commissioner Dolan's, I should say, office. And Ellen Dolan there. I always love that. I don't know if they ever got married. I don't think they ever did, but if that's a spoiler, I don't know if they did or not, to be honest. But there was always a great scene. Of course, quite often in the thing, he would always say something or do something, or someone would kiss him, and of course he would end up being clonked on the head by Ellen as well. And I love that. $160 a month in advance. And I love that use of that. Massive. You can obviously tell exactly the way it's said. Yes, in advance. Just saying it very... But still. And red tape, all the various things, of course, that probably after a while Spirit will not be interested in. But it's great. Spirit wanted. Major alert, police. Again. Spoiler. That happened quite a lot. He was obviously a vigilante. There was always going to be issues with the police, backwards and forwards. Great stories, though, with that. But again, this was always a splash. You know, calling all cars on the lookout for Spirit. The Spirit, as it says there. And you can see him obviously hiding in different places. Not particularly... Big clue there where he is. Spirit by Will Eisner. I love that. Welcome to the underworld, spirit. How does it feel? Just classic stuff. Okay, on to the next story. Don't want to show it all. But again, the artwork is just so... I mean, the power in all this is just thud. I mean, that's sort of just beautiful use of panels. That's when you look at Eisner, you can really... They are so easy to read. They're great stories. They are really fun stories, and this one is brilliant. Millibar. It always uses those sort of things. Anything connected like the weather or something, the character ends up got a name. Humid J. Millibar for a weather forecast, and he of course predicts snow, and it's June. It's always possible. I think it does happen occasionally here in the UK. I'm certain it has. But it's just great. And of course there's always the twist, which I'm not going to show. There's also some colour in it as well. So you've got a great... Now, I don't know why they included that. Personally, I'd have been just happy keeping it in black and white all the way through. But they added the colour. But it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And then they quite often use that as well. That's always great. They used to have sort of like letters and things that would be included. The collector internal revenue. It's just... I think that character, the internal revenue, turned up a few times in various stories. I think there's one in here. I can't remember. But still. Of course, it's Warren. So you've got the Warren posters. You've got Vampirella. You've got the various ones advertised here. You've got Famous Monsters, Vampirella. Oh, Eerie number 38. Cover full colour, $2, says there. And then on to the desert story. The Spirit. And I love that sort of lovely... start there. The Spirit on the across the desert. Indeed, here is a story of such a destiny. Absolutely beautiful. And again, lots of great panels. I mean, some lovely silent panels there as well. Just stunning. The way, just look at that, just the way it's sort of thrown from there. You would, again, something you would not see, I don't think, in modern sort of comics. Maybe you would, I don't know. But it's to me, that seems to be. And again, Spirit, obviously gone from desert to ice. Now this again, I assume, yes, 1949. So all the stories in here, 1949. And because they went on for quite a while, I don't know, when did they stop? I'm not certain when they stopped, but certainly this one's 1949. And you got the Spirits there. That one was issue 1, 2, and 3 and 4. The first issue collector's edition, 8 big stories. I don't know if that is a collector's edition now. I assume it is. This is your chance to meet the Spirit. You've got a Spirit poster. Also, you've got here, 1974 Comic Art Convention Programme. I bet that's quite collectible. In fact, that's probably more collectible than the other one. Save Your Spirit, back issues. People love that sort of thing, didn't they, with the library cases? Maybe people still do. I was never into it. I never ever got one of those sort of cases. Put them in. I might have done a few. Some, I think, the Book of Knowledge or World, one of those sort of dictionary ones you get, where you put them all in, 52 of them. But still. Also these, I don't think I've ever seen them. I wonder if they're still available. I suspect they're quite expensive. Communicating with Plants. Not something I immediately think of with Will Eisner, but still, communicating with plants. Also, a cold cookery. Were these proper adverts? Were these real books? I don't know. I'm just assuming they are. But overwhelm people with obscure facts. Who would do that? That's just so odd. 1,200 nuggets of true trivia, apparently. Someone's going to point out in the comments that these were not real books. Manipulate people with astrology. Does it say in there? Well, I assume it's real because it doesn't say anything here about April the 1st or anything. But I've never heard of them. I've absolutely never heard of those. What would you say to a killer plant? I don't know. Run quickly. Paperback books. You've got here Super Cop, Serpico. Oh, good old Serpico. The Maltese Falcon. Plants the Apes. Plastic hobby kits. Great stuff. Gangster home movies. I love that. Thrills galore on 200 reels. Sup, whatever Sup was, or Reg 8. But also you've got these other adverts as well, which I just always loved. You've got long play records of original radio broadcasts. I imagine most of them, of course, now are readily available online. But again, another one, you own at least 15 paperback books. Oh, I remember getting those cases. Well, absolutely hopeless, because, of course, if you've got different books, different sizes, what do? As long as they're paperbacks, they fit exactly right. If you've got any other book, sometimes, of course, you get a paperback that would be slightly bigger than that. What will you do then? You squeeze it in. Not so good. Monster bins. Creepy skin. paperback novels of horror. They're all the great stuff. To be honest, I love the stories in Spirit. These are great. Like I say, absolutely first rate. But you've also got all these adverts, and the adverts are always paperback novels of the undead, the Marrow Eaters, the Beast with the Red Hands, the Night of the Wolf, Dracula Archives, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and so on. The Ghoul Lover, the Curse of Quintano Roo. No idea. But still, Colossal Monster Games, Creepy Castles. You got the lot in this. You got here Mighty Monster Kits, and so on. And of course, you got the Rush These Orders, Captain Company. And then you got this Famous Monsters Convention, Friday, November 8th, I assume 1974. And that's Spirit. They're great. Absolutely brilliant. Really worth checking out. At least get 1 or 2 issues, because Spirit, I think, are just some of the best. In fact, buy them all. Why not? That's the trouble sometimes when I start picking. I suddenly think, oh, you know what, I might go and get. And then when I go to a comic mart, I'll be looking around for Spirit ones, and I'll be thinking, that's quite good. And that's it. I'm on a road to getting all of them again, which I don't want to do. But lovely. I absolutely love this Spirit. Great issue. Issue 5 of Spirit from Warren Magazines.